Um, about a year and a half ago, I started thinking I would like to get dreadlocks. Right now I want to sort of explain what led up to even start thinking about getting dreadlocks in the first place. But to really understand where I'm coming from and how I got to that point, because it was a very long road, I have to sort of explain my history of what all I've been through with my hair.
So I've always had a lot of hair, and from a very young age, it was an issue to keep it tamed. So when I was in about middle school, my mom started getting my hair permed, and it seemed to give it some more control, but there would be like scabs on my scalp from the chemicals burning, and it could still manage to poof up if I didn't use gel on top of it. For special occasions, I would even flat iron it, but if it was too humid out, it would still poof up anyway. Then I went to college, and I don't really remember consciously deciding to stop relaxing my hair, but I then started coloring it, and I would do natural colors, and I would do a little bit of like blue or violet or magenta. And then one year I got a Brazilian blue out. This is right after. Of course, it looks nice and sleek, but then you wash it once and it goes back to poofy and coarse and tangly and just really unmanageable. So when I graduated college, it was at its longest somehow, probably because I stopped relaxing. So then I did the whole side cut thing and had a little bit more fun with the colors. But I realized my hair was really fried. So at this point here, I decided to cut it all off and shave it to 9mm. It was a lot of fun. I wanted to have the experience of having short hair once in my life. Even though I always idealized having long hair, despite the fact that my hair never seemed to grow that long, and I figured better sooner than later. And it was really fun when it was really short. It was just soft and fuzzy. Did some sort of edgier cuts around that time, and did a bit of a mohawk, faux hawk. But the problem is the growing out stages were really awkward. I ended up having something of a Jufro at one point, and finally decided to let the top grow out and keep the sides short, and then I could use the top to cover one side while that grew out. But then of course I ended up having hair with 3 different lengths, which it wasn't too noticeable because I tried to keep my hair as flat as possible, and finally it got to the point where it was long enough to pull back again and it looked like a normal hairstyle. But I went back to this habit I have of constantly twisting and braiding my hair, which I believe is responsible for a lot of breakage, and I wanted to find a way to stop that habit of pulling on my hair. The good thing when it was really short was that it was too short to actually pull on it, but as soon as it was long enough again, I started twisting and braiding. So then I went and got some braids, which I was so happy with. It was like I could just get up and go, no effort. I could still wear my hair down. It didn't matter if I got it wet, which was great. But of course I didn't want to have to constantly pay to have that redone. And I wasn't so crazy about having this synthetic material on my skin because it also was a bit itchy.
So that is my hair backstory. Basically, I felt like I tried pretty much everything else that there is to try, and nothing seems to work the way I'd like it to, because my hair is just really unmanageable no matter what you do with it. Another factor that played into that was that I've been having a lot of health problems, so that I'm pretty much spending most of every day in bed, and when I do get up, it's just to get food. So it requires a lot of energy that I don't really have to worry about styling my hair, which is part of why the braids were really nice. So I decided to give it a try, and if, yet again, this doesn't work out the way I'm hoping, then I will probably go back to the buzz cut. So, we'll see.